Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Greenberg.
And I'm Caren Glasser, and welcome to Uncorked, life exposed in the most unexpected ways.
Where what you see is not always what you get.
We are so proud to be on the Vital C Network. Uncorked just loves being on the Vital C Network. So thank you, Vital C. So, we're celebrating.
We are celebrating, and before we do anything, we're really celebrating. So we're going to hope that this... Let's...
Okay. Yay!
I still got it.
So
back to my bartending
we're drinking a rosé prosecco today.
Mm-hmm.
And when I told you that, you went.
I made a face.
You made a face. You said, "I don't like rosé."
I don't.
But we're gonna try to. We're in pink glasses. How pretty is this?
This is gorgeous.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you, and congratulations to you, and to all of you. Thanks for joining us on this wild, a little bit crazy journey this past year. It's been pretty amazing.
Amazing. Let's see. Cheers. I'd rather cheers. Prosecco. Cheers. What are you drinking?
Next level.
Okay.
Not a rosé girl.
We're not a rosé girl. Okay. And good. I just became not a rosé girl too. Oh my God. All right. Well, I won't be drinking any more of this. Okay. So
it goes.
But why are we celebrating?
So a year ago, May, was our first show. And I think the coolest thing is so many, COVID, everything brought people together from all walks of life and all corners of the world. And we met and this kind of evolved organically out of that meeting. And it's been really fun. And thank you for making it so much fun.
And we thank all of you for tuning in every single month to listen to us, chit chat and do our thing. It's been a year. I mean, that's just, when you think about it, that's hard to believe it's been a year. And I remember when we did the first show, we're trying, what are we going to do it on, and we decided at that time to honor mothers, because it was Mother's Day in May, and we're going to honor mothers and do that whole thing. But a lot has happened. Each month we had a different topic. Do you have a favorite topic?
I really like, and it's kind of twofold. I loved our December show, and part of it is that was my favorite playlist. So it's,
I understand that.
I love the holidays, but I loved what we talked about and how being connected at that time of year and through such unprecedented times, that it was the best for me.
And I love the should I stay or should I go, because it kind of epitomizes how different we are and how yet we are much alike. But it was like, I was staying, you were going. And, if you think back to when that was, we all thought, we were like, okay, we can go now. I wasn't ready, but we can go now. And, and now we fast forward, and now we really can go now, which is.
And you're ready.
I'm ready. It's kind of a cool, totally a cool thing. Totally. Yeah. But other things have changed. So when we started, we were kind of on our own. We were doing our own shows, right? Mm-hmm. And then we got an amazing opportunity, Vital C.
Yeah. Amazing opportunity. It's an incredible platform, and we really are changing the narrative of aging, and we don't really call it anything but living the peak stage. And
absolutely,
I love that, because you kind of, we're going along on our lives, and that description of where we are fits in such a beautiful way,
right? And one of the other things that we changed as we were going along is the fact that we are sitting side by side, right?
Yep.
No longer you over there and me over here. I mean, if we have to do it, we will. But thanks to Mel, who schleps all the way into Palm Desert from Arizona, and she insists it's only like, how many hours did you say?
5.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of hours. But she comes, and I'm forever grateful that she does, because we get to sit here.
We do.
And just do our thing without worrying about what's going on the other side of the world or the other side of the state. And also, I think it changes our energy. So I'm grateful for you. Yeah, I'm totally grateful for you, and the fact that we're able to do this. And it is fun for
me to come here. As I've shared, I grew up in Southern California, right. So I get to visit friends and family, and then be here. And I love the Coachella Valley.
So a lot of exciting things have happened, though, in addition to that. So, we're on the Vital C Network, so that's where you go to watch the shows. But some people like to listen to a podcast every so often, right? So we launched on Spotify, which is freaking cool.
Yep.
because it's Spotify. It's kind of a cool
it's
thing.
Spotify. That's just
But what's really cool about Spotify also is that we actually have the show there too. So we want you to stop off first at Vitalcy because we want you to go binge watch all the shows. But if you're so inclined because you want to take us on the road in your car or while you're walking, while you're, last month I know we did a whole thing on, getting exercise and everything. But we did Spotify. We're on Roku. We're on Amazon Fire. We're all over the place, as I like to say, and we're growing.
And that's grown. We started. It was just like, let's give it a try and see what happens, and then platforms, started reaching out, and the opportunities keep growing. And our greatest gift, and we're so grateful to be on the Vitalcy Network.
Oh, we love it there. It's a total game changer. We love everyone there. I mean, they're the best. They're so supportive, and we're supportive of them. I think it's a mutual admiration society at this point. Is. So what we're saying is we're going to continue. We're going to keep doing our shows,
and we have some really fun things coming up in this next year and over the summer, and I love taking a look back. I'm constantly flipping through my phone, looking at pictures, and it's hard to believe it's only been a year, and yet
it feels like a long time ago.
Oh my God, it's been a year. Yeah.
And so one of the big things were when we first launched the show, we called it something else. It was not called Uncorked. It was called Savoring Midlife, because about a year ago, I think we both thought that was like the buzzword. That was the word, and we were going to use that word, savoring. And we got through the first show, and we both looked at each other and said, we don't even like that word.
I don't like the word midlife. And what is midlife anymore?
I don't know. Midlife is at 80 because we're going to live. I mean, what is midlife? Yeah. And it didn't represent, I think. It did not represent who we are. What did represent us, well, I don't really want to drink it right now, but what did represent us is that we enjoy being together and celebrating together and maybe drinking together as we uncork whatever the topic is.
Well, and what we liked about that and how the name kind of came to fruition was that uncorking is really peeling back the layers on topics that impact us all, and specifically 50 plus, 45 plus, they change, and we're changing, and rather than falling into the contrived narrative, we really want to peel back and talk about and share vulnerability, because I think we try and we hope and that we're sharing and saying things that you're thinking about and want to talk about, and we want to bring conversations to the forefront that need to be had.
And vulnerability is one of the big ones. One of the big ones. For me, it was becoming vulnerable with my hair, which I know sounds kind of silly sometimes, but growing my hair out, putting myself out as who I really was. I was me, and I happened to have gray hair, and I was going to go and do it.
Did you know? I have always wanted to ask, because I haven't always watched the people that do the progressions, and I know you did that was before I knew you, but did you know you were gray underneath?
Oh my gosh.
Did you think you were going to be like a zebra? No. I mean, how did that work?
When I turned, my mother has been white since she was 30 years old. She's now 86 years old, but she went white at 30. Wow. So at 30, when my white started to come in, I went, not doing that, because back then, 35 years ago, God, I'm old. 35 years ago, now I'm just peak staged. Back then, if you had gray hair, white hair, as a woman, not as a man, but as a woman, we would have difficulty getting a job.
Please, a man is distinguished.
Yeah, very
You're
distinguished.
old.
Women, we're old. And I kind of bought into that. Okay. And so every 2 weeks, because my hair grows literally, I mean, look at this, 2 inches a month. I'm sorry, 1 inch a month. And if you have white hair, it's growing, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would go in every 2 weeks to get my hair colored, and I'd sit with the hairdresser for 2 hours. The biggest waste of time in my estimation, just sitting there for 2 hours, taking time for myself. How silly is that, right? Taking time for myself, and I hated it. And every year I would say, I just need to let it go. And then I would say, oh no, because I won't get a job. And here I am sitting on camera week after week talking about being authentic. And in my head, this was so not authentic, my dark hair. My hair was black. I mean, my hair was black. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it.
So did you dye it gray and then let it go
No,
natural? You just let it line by line.
In fact, you know what? Maybe we'll air this one time, but I literally every week I had a guest on my show, and I would say it's time for the reveal, and I would go like this, and I would go like that, and each week my white kept getting longer and longer and longer, sort of like an ombre kind of thing.
Did you cut your hair?
Nope. I just let it go. Let it go. Totally go. And I loved it because the minute I did that, I made myself like everybody else. I was just a normal person. And up until that point, people, there seemed to be a tendency that people that knew me thought I was different than I really was.
Interesting.
I was me, just like everybody else. But this really was the best thing I ever did.
So your black hair was maybe a bit more of a mask.
Oh, totally a mask. Totally a mask. I had totally gotten into that long, dark, flowing black hair. Sexy as shit.
Do you think that we do that, and maybe more as women, that we find or conceal our identity in our hair, whether it's long hair or color?
My hair defines me. I don't know about my hair defines me. I am about my hair, and I'm letting it go. I actually bought in for a while that older women should not have long hair.
Yeah, that's BS.
I literally bought into that, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start cutting it. I was cutting it. And now I'm not cutting it because you know what? I like it.
It should be, and we talked about this last month. You should be who you are, what makes you happy, what you wear, your makeup. I do find that I have deeply streamlined my makeup because I used to always get the colors that were out and less is more for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of find the colors that work, which tend to be very neutral and simple. I mean, literally my travel bag now is like this, and I used to have bags and bags of makeup.
I'm very low maintenance. Always have been though.
Yeah, I did not say I was low maintenance.
I forget. The only thing that I really should put on because I disappeared is my lipstick, and I forget to put lipstick on, and people always say after, "What happened to your lips?" Or if I'm sitting behind a white wall, my head disappears into the white. So my same thing with me. Makeup has completely become.
And that's kind of nice.
A couple of things, I get ready and I'm done.
Yeah, it's kind of like I find myself doing that in our home. Just getting rid of things. I don't need a lot of things. I like nice things. Like I said, I never said I was low maintenance, but I just don't need the plethora of every little thing that comes out and every new thing that comes out.
Right.
Although my husband might beg to differ because I do like to shop. It's fun.
I used to like to shop. I think COVID put a kibosh on that because I stopped shopping. I stopped going out. Oh, but that's not true. I shopped online, didn't I? I shopped online, so maybe I do still like to shop. We
shop a lot online because I'm in a small town in Arizona, so the stores that I like and the brands that I like are not local. So I do a lot of shopping online.
One of the things that I think I've learned this entire year as we've been doing these shows is that it's making me put myself out there in a way that I didn't used to put myself out there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the fact that we can sit here and have these conversations, which we hope you guys are enjoying. And if you have any thoughts or any input as to what we're talking about, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how your year has changed from last year to this year.
Yeah. I mean, that really is that was the impetus, and it is the driving force behind what we do to spark. And even if we don't hear from you, that you spark a dinner table conversation or, out with your friends, topics. And if you if there's something that you've been bothered by or wondering about, or would like a deeper dive into, shoot us an email and we'll touch on it. We're not afraid of any topic.
We are not afraid of any topic. So tell us about your writing. What's going on with your writing these days from last year to this year? You're writing another book. You have another book.
I am. And I'm actually, the trilogy it dances between women's fiction and romance, but I am working on a true romance novel, and it's really fun. And it takes place in the horse racing industry.
Love it.
Again, fun. So without saying any more, it will be out.
Well, the question I'm going to ask when it does come out is, why did you do it in the horse industry? How did you pick that as your environment?
The storyline, it just sort of, it grew. And when I started thinking about the characters and the setting and what I wanted that setting to be, it all fit. and I love, as you may or may not know, my youngest son played football at the University of Kentucky. I love Lexington, and I love the horse industry, and I love horses anyway.
I love horses too.
Just all of it. I'm fascinated by it, and we have friends in it, so I have good resources, and that's important to authenticity of the story. And so, yeah, it was a chance to get back to Kentucky.
How fun! Yeah. How fun! Hey guys, we were talking about how we're all over every place, but we really do want you to go over to VitalC. Go to vitalc.com/watch/Uncorked. All of the shows live there. In addition to all these other shows that are there, we have a sports show that is going crazy with some amazing athletes. We have...
and it's a great perspective. It's called Overtime.
Yeah.
Your identity, and we've talked about this on the show, our identity and how that evolves as an athlete, and those athletes at the top of their game, either as amateurs, Olympians, or professional.
Right.
When that's over, who are they? Now what? So it's really fascinating, and some of the guests are just mind-blowing. It's incredible.
I laugh, because I produced the show, and I sit and I listen. I'm not a sports girl at all.
No, you're not.
I literally, I want to know what inning they're in when they're playing football. I literally don't have any concept. However, I've become a sports girl because I am learning from all these amazing athletes and their stories and where they came from. It's
and what
cool.
they're doing now.
Yeah, and what they're doing now.
They're just as magnanimous in their pursuits and their pursuit of great living. Now that they're off that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other show I would encourage you to go check out is the Peak Stage.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast with that. We had Dave Koz on a couple of weeks ago. I'm having a blast. And again, it's all about the Peak Stage. It's all about stepping into your greatness and your wonderfulness, no matter what age you are.
Yeah. And no matter where you are in your journey. And something that we talked about last month that's new is the VitalC Travel.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
And we have beautiful, beautiful cruises coming up beginning in September, the first one in Alaska. And I encourage you to take a look at the site, and you will see, Seabourn, Legend.
And Windstar, and Celebrity, and...
Just beautiful. The beautiful opportunity to travel with concierge and an experience that you're not going to get anywhere else. And that's through the VitalC Travel Network.
With other like-minded people. So you will meet other people that are doing exactly what you're doing. Yeah. And it's I'm so excited. And Mel's is going to be leading the first one. So so
join me.
Join Mel. That's going to be awesome. Totally awesome. We want to make sure you go check out the shop. Mel has so much fun curating some really cool items, and this month is no exception. Go to uncorked.shop and you will check out Go shop. And lastly, again, this is all Mel. I give her all the credit. Is our playlist. How much fun is that for you?
So I was a DJ, a club DJ, in my late college and post-college years, and I love it. And this is going back to especially the era. A lot of the music is from the 70s and 80s,
right?
And and into obviously current day. But it's really fun. I used to make mixtapes for all my friends, and now I just do playlists. So
I love it. I love it. This is the new world that we live in. You just do playlists. Any last thoughts before we say goodbye? We're just zipping by.
I think what I've really enjoyed about preparing for this show was looking back over the past year. And obviously we did it in relation to the show and where we started and where we came.
Right.
But I would encourage you to grab a glass of wine or iced tea or and give yourself some space and get clarity on because we're all going through some wild times right now.
Right.
And look at where you've come and give yourself some grace for where you've come from this past year and what you've gone through.
Right. I agree. Great thoughts. Go out there and give somebody an awesome day. We're so thrilled that you joined us today. We hope that you will join us next month.
Yes.
On the first Tuesday of the month. We'll see you then.